Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. Well, I'm getting close enough to see daylight on that chimney. And though it's dark outside, I got lights inside the building. So I'm going to take a look at this door, see what I can do to make the door work better. Because it's got problems. The door has got hinge pins. And the bottom one is loose in both the door and this piece of steel that acts as the base for the hinge. But the top one is broken right off. And I think part of the problem is, when they built this, they put in too small of pins. Those are only 1/4 inch, that's not much. This one was welded into that thing, into this thin piece of plate, and then this was dropped over it. And that's a fine idea, except it's just not enough. I think I need to drill those holes out bigger and put bigger pins in there. And that I can do. And tonight, I want to grind off those welds and get a look at those welds. Now, a forward-thinking smart man would have looked at this and said, that needs to be done before it gets cold. I need to do that before I get the roof on. I need to do that before I put the lights in. I need to do that just as soon as possible, while the weather's good and I can stand out here and work and not have any problems. But I said, nope, I got to have a roof on, stop the water from getting in the building. I got to have lights on so I can see. The worst comes to worst, I can put out a coat. So that's what I did. I got a coat on now. I'm going to go see what's going on with this door. Big old crack there. When they welded it, they missed the crack entirely. That or else it cracked next to the weld that they put on. But seeing as how it's bird poop weld, I think they just laid it in next to the weld, to the crack, and never really got to the crack. pretty thin plate. And that's another thing that's going to be a problem. And that's not 1/4 inch, that's this thickness. About the same thickness as this angle. Yeah, real close to that thickness. That's too thin. I need to have a plate that goes around here and around that bottom corner so I can weld along the outside of it. Yeah, I need a real heavy piece of angle iron. That's got it ground down all right. Let's cut off this pin, and that's it. Now I'll use the drill press to drill out the holes in those hinges for the door. Need 2 pieces of angle, 26 inches long. That way I can bridge across this and go all the way out here and catch this solid section where it goes past the firebox. Then I need to have 2 of them 12 inches long. That way I can come across here. Well, use the smaller one. I can come across here and then come up and secure that door so that everything's solid again. Should have made this front out of 1/4 inch plate. That 1/8 inch is just wrong. Probably lowered the price a little bit, but would have been better to make it stronger. Then this little 1/8 inch weld here on that formed corner where they put that piece of plate on there, big welded it on, wasn't enough. That needs to be reinforced. Piece of angle on up inside there. Got enough room in there to allow for it. That'll strengthen that. And these need to be 1/4 inch plate too. Probably should be a piece of angle. Piece of angle like that. When I get the 2 26 inch pieces, I'll just buy a length of it. Then I'll cut it down and I'll make door hinges out of that. Project just keeps growing, doesn't it? But when you're going to do it, you might as well do it right. Otherwise, there's no point doing it at all. No point doing it at all if you're not going to do it right. Now I can take this top off and reach down in there and work on the outside of that firebox. But all the work's got to be on the inside. And I'm not going to try and reach up in here and weld that. That's just asking for trouble. You can see my fingers through the crack. That's a pretty good sized crack there. Suppose I could take this off and just fabricate up a piece of 1/4 inch plate and put it on there, but I bet it's welded to the firebox because there's a mark there where it's welded to the firebox. Means I'd have to strip the whole thing down to nothing. By the time I did that, it's got fire brick on the inside of it. I'd destroy the whole thing. So I'll build it up on the outside, weld it solid, make it as strong as I can, and we'll go from there. Well, don't know what time it is. Let's see. 6:18. Well past supper. Time for me to go in the house, warm something up. Feeling better today. I got a lot more done. I know I didn't get the chimney finished up there, but I ran out of daylight. And once again, No point being up there getting yourself hurt and then having to spend all the time recovering from the damage you did trying to save 15 minutes on a day. So, we're going to shut things down, unload the camera, go in the house, work on a video for you guys so you can see all the wonderful stuff I've been up to. If you have any suggestions for new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching.
This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the U.S. or 16 in the European Union without the express written permission of the parents or the legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.